The Jasper boil order is now 2 days in. An update on the situation, plus the Spencer County Commissioners gave their State of the County address this morning, and Ferdinand Folkfest Chairman Mark Stedzik is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin tonight with the ongoing boil order for Jasper and Ireland customers. In a news release this morning, Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz says the water treatment plant is continuing to receive improved water quality readings from testing performed over the last 24 hours. Seitz says plant operators have advised that chlorine levels are on the increase, filters are responding, and they were expecting to perform a system-wide flush today. Now, during last night's City Council meeting, the mayor said the water quality only improved slightly throughout the day yesterday. He says the safety of the water going forward will determine how long the boil order will last.
Basically, the trigger is how safe is the water all throughout the system, and then that would be the trigger point of starting the testing period to say, okay, a 24-hour test now, a 24-hour test 48 hours out. And so we're hoping. Inspectors with the Indiana Department of Environmental Management and other engineers were called in late yesterday morning to investigate the problem. The boil order is still expected to last about 3 days. Seitz says in the meantime, water customers need to continue to boil water used for drinking, coffee, tea, powdered drinks, fountain drinks, ice, brushing teeth, and washing dishes. Meanwhile, several entities around the area continue to help with water supplies. The DuBois water system is providing water to residents who bring containers to the intersection of Crossroads and 2nd Avenues near Easttown Lanes. The Jasper Water Department has set the limit at 5 gallons of water per person. Exemptions can be granted by going to the water utility office along 2nd Avenue to pick up a voucher. Further questions may be directed to the Jasper Water Department at 482-5252. On a related note, the DuBois County Solid Waste District would like to remind residents of Jasper and Ireland that the water bottles and jugs they are using during the boil advisory are recyclable. Officials say for the county drop sites in Jasper and Ireland, lids need to be removed and number 1 plastic water bottles and number 2 frosted jugs can be recycled. However, for the city of Jasper, curbside recycling, only number 2 frosted jugs will be accepted. In other news this evening, a workforce housing project in the city of Jasper is moving right along. Last night, the Jasper City Council got an update on the ongoing plans to convert a large part of the former Jofco building at 13th and Vine Streets into apartments for working folks. The factory originally closed in the early 2000s, though the office space was being used before Jasper Group purchased Jofco last year. The office space will now be occupied by Cash Wagner. Pete Schweigerott with Miller Valentine Group told the council that the firm is now getting ready for the financing phase of this project. Schweigerott stated there could be up to 65 apartments available once the project is complete. The council approved moving forward with the tax credit financing proposal. Miller Valentine will now be sending that proposal on to the state. Mayor Terry Seitz says the project serves as another opportunity to develop the city going forward. Ultimately, I think this is just a wonderful opportunity. It would be our first ever program in Jasper of that nature. What this would be is a below market rate workforce housing and in a complex that would likely be having about a $12 million development in a building that for a long time has been emptied, even though it housed the corporate offices of Jofco. And subsequently, it's taking something that we thought perhaps someday would be an albatross and making it into an eagle.
The council also gave Seitz permission to continue discussing financial incentives for the project. Seitz says those incentives will be brought back to the council at its October meeting. Now, the project was originally proposed at the council's regular May meeting. The apartments would be a mix of 1- and 2-bedroom units, and the complex would also feature green space and in-house laundry facilities. The project is expected to cost around $12 to $13 million. State tax credits are being sought through the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority to keep the rent below the market rate. This weekend's Ferdinand Folk Festival will include a visit from royalty. Archduke of Austria Marcus Salvator von Habsburg-Lothringen, his wife Archduchess Hildegard, his cousin Count Ferdinand Otto Graf von Seefried, and his wife Dr. Monique Seefried are set to visit the fest coming up on Saturday. They will also be touring several other sites throughout the area. Now, this marks the second trip to Ferdinand for Archduke Marcus. He originally visited the town back in 2003 during Heimatfest. His visit then was prompted after learning of the town, which was named in honor of his ancestor, Emperor Ferdinand I. Ferdinand I gave money to Father Joseph Kundeck to fund his pioneering mission work here in southwestern Indiana. During the visit, Archduke Marcus presented a 19th century portrait of Emperor Ferdinand I. That portrait currently holds a special place of honor at the Monastery of Immaculate Conception in Ferdinand. The Archduke at that time vowed to return. In the meantime, he has sent ideas and well wishes to friends he made in Ferdinand on his first visit 11 years ago. He most recently wrote a letter to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs in support of Ferdinand's efforts to get grant money for the restoration of the Wollenman House. Now, this will be the first visit to Ferdinand for Count Ferdinand. He is the founder of Atlanta, Georgia-based Seefried Industrial Properties Incorporated. U.S. House Speaker John Boehner appointed Count Ferdinand to the World War I Centennial Commission back in July. Archduke Marcus and Hildegard will fly into Indianapolis from Vienna today. They actually flew in today, rather. And they will have a busy schedule in the capital city tonight and tomorrow. They will then be brought to Ferdinand Saturday morning in time to join the festivities at the Folk Fest. The Royals will be honored by a special presentation from the state champion Forest Park Marching Rangers. The band will be performing Radetzky March by Johann Strauss and Children of the Regiment by Julius Fusick. The band will also play music from this upcoming fall's marching band show, a show titled Aquatica. A special Mass in German will take place at 9:30 Sunday morning in St. Ferdinand Catholic Church. Father John Beglin from Jasper's Holy Family Catholic Church, along with German-born deacon James King, will lead that Mass. St. Ferdinand Parish will host an open house reception in the Spiritual Life Center immediately following that Mass. Finally this evening, there is still work to be done in Spencer County, though progress has been made. That was the message delivered during this morning's State of the County address. County Commissioners Al Logsdon and Jim Seeler delivered the speech. Logsdon pointed to schools as a great example of the progress in the county. He stated he was proud of both county school districts, as they both were close to being among the elite school systems in the state based on test scores within the past couple of years. Another topic of discussion was the condition of roads across the county. Logsdon says, despite complaints from some folks, the roads are as well maintained as they can be for now.
I think that we give maximum use of our dollars, of our funds for roads in Spencer County. We have needs to improve a lot of miles of road, but we work with a limited budget, and we're very fortunate to have a dedicated workforce and tremendous leadership from Mr. Painter, our superintendent, in making sure that we take care of day-to-day concerns and do meet our annual objectives.
Logsdon and Seiler also told the crowd that the county has laid out long-term plans for paved roads countywide. He stated there are no plans for any of the gravel roads as of this point. On the negative side, Logsdon and Seiler addressed the issue of brain drain in Spencer County. Logsdon says Spencer County is a great place to live and pleaded with younger folks to do just that.
And if we don't have the jobs in this county, will they please live in our county where it's safe, a good education program? If they must work in DuBois County or Perry County or Vanderburgh County or Davies County, Kentucky or Louisville, come back here and raise your kids. We need a younger population, and we need it quickly.
Now, this morning's address was hosted by the Spencer County Regional Chamber of Commerce. Our sister station, 103.3 The Fix, served as sponsor for the event. Now, you can watch the Commissioner's address in its entirety next week here on 18 WJTS. The address will air as an Inform program during the regular newscast. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with Mark Stedzik. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.